Hi, and welcome to Ali Lives Well on Less. I'm Ali, an early retired teacher currently living on a small pension. And today is Money Monday, and so that we can get 5 minutes peace and quiet, I'm about to give Luna her frozen yogurt ball so that we can get 5 minutes uninterrupted chat. So, today is Money Monday, where we talk about some aspect of money, whether that be saving money, spending our money, any aspect that involves spending our hard earned cash. And today I'm checking in with you. We are now into the third week in January. Traditionally, when people get the January blues, so hands up, who is really feeling this grey, dull, dreich, horrible period in January? Me, yep. I don't normally get down about things, and I'm in no way affected by SAD, seasonal affective disorder, like a lot of people do. But for some reason this year, yeah, I'm kind of over the dullness of January, and I am actually quite keen to get started in my garden, which is really tempting, but it's too early. It's too cold, it's too wet, it's too horrible. So despite all those lovely adverts that keep popping up in my feed, oh, thank you, Miss Luna. It's just not time. It's just not time. And I, in the past, have certainly been in a financial position to be able to say sod it and then just gone and treated myself to something. But when you're frugal and when you are watching the pennies, you have to be really careful not to give in to temptation. So if you are making 2025 your conscious effort to stop the spending, to start saving, to just be more consciously frugal, then I would say we are entering a period where you may well be tested, especially if you have been tracking your spending and you're doing really well, and you know that between now and the end of January, we've still got a week and a half to go to the end of January, you might have more spare cash in your account than you would normally have. So it's very tempting to reward yourself for doing so well. And that's something I've spoken before about in previous videos about delayed gratification. This is where, and I admit to having fallen victim to this in previous years, we have to be careful not to go for the instant hit to make us feel better. We need to keep your eye on the bigger goal, the longer term goal. So you might have saved, I don't know, £100 this month. It would be quite tempting to spend some of it and then just say, oh, well, I'll just put away £50 this month. Yeah, that's something I have been guilty of in the past. And I've spoken before about how I'm not as disciplined as Frugal Queen. Jane certainly is. And quite a few of you mentioned this in previous videos before, that you should pay yourself first. And that is something I don't do. I tend to wait until the end of the month to see how much I've saved, and then that's what would go into savings or go towards something. So I am still working out the best way to do that for myself. So I'm not perfect. I have said many times, you must be fed up with me saying I am not a financial advisor. I just share on here what has worked for me and what works for me, and I'm always open to changing my habits too. So I have been tracking my spending this month, and I know exactly how much money I still have left before I get my next lot of pension. So I still have £127. And I know that I am going to be spending some of that money this week because I'm going to go to Falkirk with one of my daughter-in-laws to the big retail park there, and they have some big stores there that we just don't have here in Stirling. And one of the things that I want to get, and I've been doing my research on it, I want to get a curtain pole for my bedroom so that I can use the curtain pole that's there already. You'll have seen that in my house tour part 2, I think. I did the bedroom. The previous owners just literally had the metal pole up in the bedroom without any of the nice sort of finials at the end. So it's just a plain pole. And I'm going to use that pole to put over my front door. So it's a little bit of a knock-on effect that when I get my new pole for my bedroom, I can move the old pole down the stairs to the front door, and then I can make and put up a thermal curtain to stop the heat escaping out my front door. So it's a little bit of do one thing and then it's the knock-on effect to do other things. But I need to be careful when I'm in Falkirk not to be tempted by seeing all the shiny things in the shop. So I actually found this book that I've had for quite a few years. It's a little interiors journal, and it's one of those books where it's got little pouches where you can put in samples and clippings, and I mean that's my living room curtain fabric. That's the fabric sample of a sofa that I bought a good few years ago. Still got it here. That's a picture of a yellow chair that I really liked, and I'm considering changing the upholstery on that old chair over there to something bright and yellow, but we'll see. But I have a book that I can write things down in. So for going shopping on Wednesday, I've got a plan because I want a curtain pole and it needs to be 2 meters, and I've done my research, and the place that I want to see is Dunelm because we don't have one here in Stirling. So I know that the curtain pole that I like there is £35, but there are no curtain rings on it, and I would need to buy curtain rings. A similar one on Amazon is $20.99, and I can get one in B&Q online, not in the shop, for $16.83. So I'm going to go and have a look and feel at the Dunelm one, and then I'll decide. You don't always have to go for the cheaper option, but I will have a look at the quality, and it might be better to get the Dunelm one. I really like one with the crystal glass effect ball at the end because that would fit in with my shabby chic vintage sort of vibe. I'm also going to have a look at wallpaper for the one wall. Now, I said in that home tour video that I would quite like to use old sheet music. That is going to be a huge job. So if I can find some cheap wallpaper, I only need 2 rolls, so I only need 2 matching rolls. So if I can find something for a few pounds, then I might just do that instead. So I've got my measurements, I know how much I need, so I am prepared. And I think that's the point I'm trying to make, is that it's okay to spend your money, but make a plan. Make a plan for it. Do your research. Try and find out the best price, the best value for things. And for me, I find that takes away, not all, it takes away some of the urge to splurge. And oh, there's a nice wee rhyme for you. That desire to treat myself because I deserve it. And that's that's the kind of culture I grew up in. I'm a child of the 80s where, you know, you deserve this and everyone deserves to have, you know, the nice manicured home and everything matching and, you know, just spend it and put it on credit. That's the generation. I'm a Gen Xer. And that's the generation I grew up in. And it's quite hard to break those habits. Obviously, I have managed to do that, but it has taken me a long time. And I just keep wanting to I want to keep saying I'm not perfect. I make mistakes like everyone else, but I try not to make expensive mistakes these days. So I've got my measurements, I've got my list of things that I want to see and do when I go shopping. I'm also going to go to Hobbycraft because I want to get the brand name Mod Podge so that I can do my decoupage paper onto my chest of drawers. And again, it's like that one shopping trip to get that dopamine hit, if you like. If I can just get a curtain pole and some Mod Podge, I can get cracking and do some more things in my bedroom. And then that knocks on to being able to do my curtains for the front door and the blah, 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 blah. So while I'm there, I also have £9 worth of Marks and Spencer's vouchers. I've spoken before about the credit card that I have. It's a Marks and Spencer's credit card. You get reward vouchers when you pay it off at the end of the month. So in the run up to, I think it's November, is the end of one of my quarters just before Christmas. So I've got £9 of vouchers I haven't spent yet. So I already know that when I go to the nice big food hall, Marks and Spencer's one in Falkirk, I would quite like to get some curry pastes for different things just to keep in the store cupboard, because even though I do make curry from scratch, I am finding that I'm not enjoying the lingering smell in the house. Now, I don't know if it's because my house is slightly smaller now. I don't know. I'm not enjoying the cooking smells that linger for a long time. And while I do enjoy curry smells, when it hangs around all day and into the night, I find I'm not really liking that. So I already have a plan for that £9 to spend in Marks and Spencer. So that's the plan. That's I am planning my spending, and I think that's what I'm trying to say is be careful this week that you don't blow your budget, if you like. Don't undo all the good work that you've been doing. So if you've been writing down all your spending, well done. If you're keeping track, do you know exactly how much is in your bank account? Do you know exactly how much you've spent? Do you know how much is on your credit card, etc., etc.? Just stay on top of it. But if you do have a little blowout, that's okay too. Write it down, make a note of it, think about why you had that blowout, and move on. Don't overthink it. Don't beat yourself up over it. We're all human. So well done if you made it to the end of the video. Luna has finished her frozen yogurt ball and she's now gone on to the other sofa and is looking out the window. So we will be going a WALK shortly once I finish my cup of tea. And yeah, it's just sitting above 1-2 degrees Celsius here, and it's just dull and grey. So the good thing about having a dog is it does make you go outside. And if you haven't been outside all weekend, or if you haven't been outside today, go outside. Just go outside. It does make you feel a bit better. So good luck getting into the third week of January. Oh, we're nearly there. You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. I'm not an expert. I've made all those mistakes all those years ago. I've learned from them. All I'm trying to do is just share with you what I've done and what works for me in the hope that it it helps you out too. So have a good day, enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you again on Foodie Friday, and I may be able to do a little shopping video from Wednesday. I'll see how it goes. So have a good week, and I'll see you soon. Bye.